The vanishing signal. First Officer Xerax of the Galactic Concordat noticed something was wrong when the daily trade reports from Earth failed to arrive. In 3 centuries of monitoring human communications, this had never happened before. The crystalline displays in the monitoring station Alpha showed only static where Earth's usual cacophony of signals should have been. "Run a diagnostic," she ordered, her iridescent scales shifting from their usual calm blue to a worried purple. The station's AI complied instantly, but returned with an unsettling response. All systems were functioning normally. Earth had simply gone quiet. Xerax's secondary hearts began to beat faster as she expanded the scan. Not just Earth, every human colony, from Mars to the Perseus Arm, had fallen silent simultaneously. Billions of voices, countless transmissions, all vanishing in perfect synchronization. The last recorded transmission from Earth played on loop in her mind. "To all our galactic neighbors, thank you for your patience. The tutorial is now complete." That was 12 hours ago. In the grand chamber of the Concordat, the emergency session descended into chaos. Representatives from 1,000 worlds argued over the implications of humanity's silence. High Chancellor Vin, their crystalline form refracting light across the chamber's marble walls, called for order. "The humans have always been unpredictable." Vin's resonant voice cut through the chaos. "But this level of coordination suggests something far more concerning than their usual antics." Admiral Kex, a veteran of the machine wars, stepped forward. His cybernetic eye whirred as it projected historical data. "Chancellor, in the past century alone, humans have demonstrated technological capabilities that defy our understanding. Remember the Arcturus incident." The chamber grew quiet. No one could forget how a single human mining vessel, supposedly damaged and defenseless, had somehow folded space itself to escape a Perillian war fleet. The humans had called it a happy accident and refused to elaborate. "We've been monitoring their progress carefully," protested Science Director Mira, her tentacles writhing with anxiety. Their technology was at least 3 centuries behind the Concordat standard. They were still using primitive fusion drives, for STAR's sake. Admiral Kex's mechanical laughter echoed through the chamber. "Were they, or did they just want us to think that?" He gestured, and a new hologram filled the space, a compilation of seemingly unrelated human achievements over the past century. The failed quantum experiments that somehow produced better results than they should have. The supposedly primitive terraforming projects that transformed worlds faster than any known technology. The human ships that always seemed to be in exactly the right place at exactly the right time. They weren't developing technology, Kex concluded, his organic eye narrowing. They were unveiling it, piece by piece, letting us see exactly what they wanted us to see. A junior analyst burst into the chamber, their bioluminescent patterns flashing urgent patterns. "Chancellor, we're detecting massive energy signatures throughout human space. Something's happening to their worlds." The holographic display shifted to show the human territories. What they saw made even the most seasoned observers gasp. Earth, Mars, and every human colony were becoming translucent, as if reality itself was being rewritten. The last transmission from Earth began playing again across all Concordat channels. But this time, there was more. "To all our galactic neighbors, thank you for your patience. The tutorial is now complete. Humanity has graduated from the 3-dimensional learning phase. We apologize for any confusion, but explaining multi-dimensional ascension to 3-dimensional beings would have been problematic. We leave our previous homes as a gift to the younger races. Please use them wisely. And don't worry, we'll check in from time to time. After all, everyone needs good neighbors." As the message ended, the human worlds didn't vanish. They transformed. Cities became crystalline structures that defied physics. Orbital platforms shifted into configurations that made mathematics itself question its assumptions. And through it all, faint echoes of human laughter could be heard in the quantum background radiation. The galaxy had always wondered if humanity would eventually catch up to the older races. Now they faced a far more terrifying question. What if humanity had been beyond them all along, simply playing at being primitive until they were ready to show their true nature? In the stunned silence that followed, High Chancellor Vin spoke the words that would be repeated across the galaxy for centuries to come. They weren't evolving. They were awakening. And we never even noticed. The silent advance. The Concordat exploration vessel, Eternal Dawn, approached what had once been the human colony on Proxima Centauri. Captain Lyra Nexus watched through enhanced sensors as her ship drew closer to what should have been a modest settlement of environmental domes and mining facilities. What they found instead defied explanation. The colony had transformed into a sprawling crystalline structure that seemed to phase in and out of reality. Buildings didn't simply occupy space. They danced with it, existing in multiple states simultaneously. Mining operations hadn't ceased. They'd evolved into something that made their most advanced extraction technology look like stone tools. Analysis. Lyra asked, her cybernetic implants struggling to process what she was seeing. Chief Science Officer Dr. Thorne, a member of the highly logical arboreal species, consulted his instruments with growing frustration. Captain, these readings, they suggest the entire colony exists in a quantum superposition. It's simultaneously here and somewhere else. The energy signatures suggest technology thousands of years beyond our current understanding. But that's impossible. First Officer Wren interjected, his metallic skin reflecting the strange lights from the colony. The humans were still asking us for help with basic gravitational field manipulation less than a year ago. Lyra remembered that request. A human engineer had approached the Concordat, claiming their gravity manipulation systems were failing. They'd seemed so earnest, so grateful for the assistance. Now she wondered if they'd been studying Concordat technology not out of necessity, but to understand how far behind they truly were. A signal penetrated their shields, something that should have been impossible given their advanced defensive systems. The bridge crew tensed, but instead of an attack, they received what appeared to be an automated message. Welcome to New Alexandria Beta. This automated facility is currently operating in maintenance mode, while humanity explores higher dimensional spaces. Feel free to observe, but please note, any attempt to interface with or modify these systems may result in unexpected temporal spatial displacement. We're still working out the bugs in the user interface for three-dimensional beings. Have a nice day. The message was followed by what appeared to be a smiling face emoji, a human artistic expression that seemed jarringly casual given the technological wonders before them. Captain, Dr. Thorne called out, his voice trembling slightly. I'm detecting similar transformations across all former human territories. The changes appear to be accelerating, but following some sort of pattern. Lyra watched as holographic displays showed human settlements across the galaxy evolving, each transformation triggering the next in a cascade of technological transcendence. It wasn't random. It was a deliberate sequence, like dominoes falling in a precise pattern. They're not just showing off, she realized. This is a message. Computer, analyze the pattern of transformations. What shape are they creating? The ship's AI processed the data, and the result appeared before them. The pattern of transforming human colonies, when viewed from a fourth-dimensional perspective, formed a perfect replica of the double helix structure of human DNA, stretched across thousands of light years. It's their signature, Dr. Thorne whispered. They're signing their work. A new discovery drew their attention. Near the transformed colony, they found what appeared to be a simple wooden bench, completely ordinary, exactly like the ones humans had used in their parks. On it sat a tablet device, seemingly centuries old by human standards. When they carefully retrieved it, they found it contained only a single text file. Dear neighbors, we apologize for any confusion our graduation may cause. We wanted to explain everything beforehand, but you know how it is with non-disclosure agreements and universal constants. We've left behind some of our training wheels technology for you to study. Consider it a thank you gift for being such patient teachers, even if you didn't know you were teaching us. P.S. About all those times we asked for help with basic technology. We weren't struggling. We were trying to understand how you think. Hope you're not too mad about that. Best regards, Humanity. PPS, if you're wondering about the bench, we kept it normal. Sometimes you just need a place to sit and think about things, even in the fifth dimension. As the Eternal Dawn's crew contemplated this message, more ships arrived from across the galaxy. Representatives from every major civilization came to witness what humanity had left behind. Some came seeking answers, others seeking technology, but all found themselves confronting the same humbling reality. Humanity hadn't disappeared. They had evolved beyond the constraints of conventional space and time, leaving behind breadcrumbs for others to follow when they were ready. And somewhere, in dimensions beyond normal perception, humanity watched with amusement as their former neighbors tried to understand what they had become. After all, as one human philosopher had once said, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. They just hadn't mentioned that the real magic was making everyone think you didn't have it in the first place. The quantum revelation. Deep within the Concordat's most secure research facility, Dr. Thorne stood before the Grand Scientific Council, his branches quivering with excitement. Behind him, a holographic display showed the results of 3 months of studying humanity's training wheels technology. Distinguished colleagues, he began, what we've discovered changes everything we thought we knew about quantum mechanics. The humans weren't just ahead of us, they were playing an entirely different game. The display shifted to show what appeared to be a simple human coffee maker, found in one of their abandoned outposts. This device, which they used to prepare a caffeine-based beverage, isn't just a heating element. It's a contained quantum field generator. Every cup of coffee they made was simultaneously brewing in multiple dimensions. Chancellor Vin's crystalline form pulsed with skepticism. Are you suggesting they achieved quantum mastery through beverage preparation? Not just that, Dr. Thorne continued. Their entertainment systems, their transportation networks, even their waste recycling units, everything they built incorporated quantum principles so advanced, we're still struggling to understand the basics. They weren't developing technology piece by piece. They were building a quantum web across their entire civilization. In orbit above the facility, Admiral Kex watched the proceedings from his flagship, the Relentless Truth. His cybernetic eye recorded everything for later analysis, but his organic eye was fixed on the strange phenomena occurring at the edges of former human space. The transformed human colonies had begun emitting patterns of quantum energy that defied conventional physics. These patterns formed connections across vast distances, creating what his scientists termed a quantum neural network spanning the galaxy. Sir, his executive officer reported, we're detecting anomalies in the quantum field. It appears the humans left behind more than just technology. They left instructions. The quantum patterns, when decoded, revealed themselves to be a vast library of scientific knowledge. But it wasn't simply handed over. Each piece of information required solving increasingly complex puzzles that forced their scientists to expand their understanding of quantum mechanics. They're teaching us, Kex realized. Even after transcending, they're still trying to help us understand. Back in the research facility, Dr. Thorne made another breakthrough. The quantum signatures from human technology formed a pattern that matched mathematical equations found in ancient human children's textbooks. What they had dismissed as primitive mathematical understanding was actually a simplified explanation of quantum mechanics hidden in plain sight. Look at this, he explained to the council, displaying a human child's homework assignment. These simple arithmetic problems, when viewed through quantum mathematics, describe the fundamental principles of dimensional transcendence. They were teaching their children the basics of quantum physics through basic math. A junior researcher burst into the chamber, their bioluminescent patterns flashing with urgency. Doctor, the coffee maker, it's responding to our tests. It's making coffee. The council rushed to the laboratory where, indeed, the human device was operating. But the liquid it produced wasn't just coffee. Each cup existed in a quantum superposition of every possible perfect cup of coffee that could ever exist. A message appeared on the device's simple display screen. Congratulations on figuring out the basics. Here's a little pick-me-up to help with the next phase. Don't worry about the milk. It's simultaneously fresh in every dimension. Humanity. As the council members stared at their cups of quantum coffee, another discovery shook their understanding. The human internet, which they had always seen as a primitive digital network, revealed itself to be something far more profound. Every cat video, every meme, every seemingly pointless social media post contained layers of quantum data, forming the largest repository of scientific knowledge ever created. They didn't just hide their advancement, Dr. Thorne concluded, his voice filled with awe. They encoded it into every aspect of their civilization, then waited patiently for us to become capable of understanding it. The question isn't how they advanced so quickly, it's how we missed the fact that they were teaching us all along. In the quantum background radiation, patterns appeared that seemed suspiciously like human laughter. The greatest revelation wasn't just that humanity had transcended, it was that they had left behind a quantum roadmap for others to follow, hidden in everything from their children's homework to their morning coffee. The parallel strike. The warning came from everywhere at once. Across the galaxy, in every major civilization's space, the quantum background radiation suddenly formed into a clear message. Pardon the interruption. Demonstration in progress. Admiral Keck stood on the bridge of the relentless truth, watching as reality itself seemed to hiccup. In the space around his ship, countless versions of Earth appeared simultaneously, each one showing a different point in human history, all existing at once. By the void, his executive officer whispered, "They're showing us everything." In one dimension, prehistoric humans learned to make fire. In another, they built pyramids. In yet another, they split the atom. But it wasn't just a historical display. Each version of Earth was actively evolving, changing, advancing. Humanity was demonstrating their mastery of time itself. The Pyrillian Empire, once proud of their temporal research, watched in stunned silence as human civilizations manifested in their space, each one demonstrating mastery over time and space that made their most advanced theories look like child's play. High Chancellor Vin received urgent communications from every member world of the Concordat. The humans weren't just existing in multiple dimensions, they were actively reshaping them. Quantum sensors detected changes in the fabric of reality itself, as if the universe was being rewritten on a fundamental level. They're not just showing off their power, Dr. Thorne realized, analyzing the data from his research station. This is another lesson. Look at the pattern of manifestations. The parallel Earths weren't appearing randomly. Each manifestation followed a precise mathematical sequence, one that, when mapped in five-dimensional space, created a perfect model of quantum probability manipulation. The humans were teaching by example, showing how to navigate multiple dimensions by literally demonstrating it across the galaxy. In the Arcturus sector, a region of space known for its dangerous temporal anomalies, hundreds of versions of human ships appeared. Each one demonstrated a different method of handling temporal paradoxes, casually solving problems that had plagued advanced civilizations for millennia. A new message rippled through the quantum field. We thought about explaining this verbally, but sometimes it's better to show than tell. For those taking notes, yes, this will be on the test. The manifestations continued, each one more intricate than the last. In some dimensions, humans had evolved into beings of pure energy. In others, they remained seemingly primitive while wielding unimaginable power. The message was clear. Advancement didn't mean following a single path. Admiral Kecks's cybernetic systems struggled to process what he was seeing. They're not just in multiple dimensions, he reported to the Concordat Council. They're simultaneous in all of them. Every possible version of humanity is existing at once, and they're all aware of each other. In the quantum background, musical notes began to play, a simple human melody known as the alphabet song. But when analyzed through quantum mathematics, the song revealed itself to be a complete guide to multidimensional physics, encoded in a form so simple a child could memorize it. The display reached its crescendo as every version of Earth, every parallel human civilization, synchronized perfectly. For a brief moment, the galaxy witnessed humanity in its totality, not just what they had been or what they had become, but everything they could possibly be, all at once. Then, as suddenly as it began, the manifestations faded, leaving behind only a subtle change in the quantum fabric of the universe. The laws of physics hadn't been broken, they had been expanded, adjusted to accommodate possibilities that had always existed but had never been recognized. A final message appeared, this time in the form of a simple sticky note attached to Dr. Thorne's quantum coffee maker. Hope that helps explain things. Don't worry too much about the multiverse cleanup. We'll handle it. But if anyone's interested, we left the quantum physics cheat codes in the coffee maker's user manual. Good luck. The galaxy's greatest minds gathered to study what they had witnessed. The Pyrillian Empire's temporal scientists admitted that human understanding of time had surpassed their own centuries ago. The Concordet's quantum researchers discovered that humans had achieved their mastery not through technological advancement, but by fundamentally changing how they perceived reality itself. As Admiral Kex reviewed the recordings of the event, he found one more message hidden in his ship's maintenance logs. P.S. Remember that time your fleet cornered a lone human mining ship? We weren't actually in danger. We just wanted to see how your engines handled a localized time dilation field. Thanks for being such good sports about it. The New Dawn. 1 year after humanity's multidimensional demonstration, the galaxy had changed irrevocably. The Concordet's Grand Chamber, once a place of political maneuvering and species superiority, had become something entirely different. Representatives from every civilization gathered not to argue, but to learn. Admiral Kex, now serving as the head of the newly formed Transcendent Studies Division, stood before the assembly. His cybernetic eye had been upgraded using principles derived from humanity's training wheels technology, allowing him to perceive quantum fluctuations directly. The humans didn't just leave us their technology, he addressed the chamber. They left us a choice. We can either cling to our old understanding of reality, or we can embrace the possibility that everything we thought we knew was just the beginning. Dr. Thorne, his branches now sporting small quantum sensors, manipulated a holographic display showing the transformed human territories. The once mysterious structures had become beacons of learning, each one gradually revealing its secrets to those who approached with genuine curiosity. We've confirmed that the humans are still here, he announced. Not in our traditional space-time, but they're watching. Sometimes helping. That quantum coffee maker, it's been updating its own user manual, adding new chapters as we master each concept. The display shifted to show the latest communication from humanity, received through what used to be a child's toy found in an abandoned colony. Progress report noted. Keep up the good work. Remember, quantum physics is like riding a bike. Once you master existing in 11 dimensions simultaneously, you'd never forget. Chancellor Vin's crystalline form resonated with newfound humility. We used to think we were teaching them. All this time, they were teaching us. Not just about technology, but about perspective itself. The evidence was everywhere. Human entertainment, once dismissed as primitive, revealed itself to be layered with quantum insights. Their art contained mathematical proofs so elegant they brought scientists to tears. Even their jokes, especially the worst puns, demonstrated an understanding of linguistic quantum entanglement that revolutionized universal translation. A junior researcher burst into the chamber, their excitement palpable. The archives. We've finally decoded the human internet cat videos. The revelation that followed stunned the assembly. Every single cat video, when analyzed through quantum mathematics, contained part of a grand unified theory of physics. The humans had hidden the secrets of the universe in videos of their pets. But the greatest change wasn't technological. It was philosophical. The galaxy's civilizations began to understand why humanity had hidden their advancement. It wasn't about superiority or secrecy. It was about letting each species find their own path while gently guiding them toward greater understanding. The transformed human colonies continued their evolution, each one becoming a unique university of sorts. Some taught through direct interaction with quantum technology. Others taught through carefully crafted puzzles that expanded consciousness simply by attempting to solve them. One colony consisted entirely of what appeared to be a massive playground, where the act of play itself induced quantum awareness. Admiral Kex received one final message on his quantum-enhanced systems. Dear Galaxy, considering recent progress, we're thinking of starting an advanced class. Interested? P.S. This time we promise to be more direct about being teachers. Mostly. P.P.S. Bring snacks. As the message spread through the Concordat, a new era dawned. The galaxy's civilizations had learned humanity's greatest lesson. True advancement wasn't about technology or power. It was about understanding that the universe itself was an endless classroom, that every species was both student and teacher, and that sometimes the most profound truths could be found in a cup of quantum coffee or a cat video. In the quantum background radiation, human laughter still echoed, but now it was joined by others. The universe had changed, and its inhabitants had changed with it. And somewhere in dimensions beyond counting, humanity watched with pride as their galactic neighbors took their first steps toward transcendence. A small note appeared on Dr. Thorne's desk, written in what looked like crayon but encoded with quantum signatures that would take centuries to fully decrypt. Congratulations on graduating from Humanity's School of Cosmic Understanding. Don't worry about the student loans. We accept payment in bad jokes and cat videos. Class dismissed. For now.